this is Chuck Ward and you're watching EMGtv, and this is 5 Minutes with me, Chuck. Alright, so what's my favorite riff to play live? It changes quite a bit, but one that I use quite often is usually something like this. You can just fit it into a lot of stuff. You can change it. It can sound really country, or you can overdrive it and make it rock too. Lots of ways to run in and out of it. It fits a lot of different places. So a riff that every guitar player should know how to play. I think especially in the country world, some of the Brent Mason style stuff is really good, and this one gets used a lot. Another one that is really great would be that's another pretty standard country guitar riff that everyone should know. So my favorite guitar body style and why is Telecaster. It always has been. The Tele body just feels right in my hands, and it's just the staple of country. You see a guy playing a Telecaster, and although there are exceptions, usually you're thinking that it's going to be clean, crisp country music playing coming from it. So my most memorable live performance experiences, one of the things that I wanted to do when I moved to Nashville, my goals were to play the Grand Ole Opry and go overseas and play for our troops. And back when I played for Craig Morgan, I got to do both with Craig quite often, and going to Iraq and Afghanistan and performing with the troops, and seeing those men and women sitting there and just being able to give something back to the ones that give so much for us was very memorable. And another one would be getting to perform with Brent Mason. I mean, he's every country guitar player's hero. And getting to work with him on stage was a pretty surreal moment. All right, the one pedal that I can't live without, if I was in the studio and they were going to take everything away and leave one, I'd have to go with the Exotic Effects RC Boost. It is on every pedal board that I own. It fattens up any amp. You can get just enough dirt out of it to make it work if you need a little gain, or you can just fatten up your clean tone with it, and it's my favorite pedal. So my main EMG influences, some of the more notable guys would be Vince Gill, he's one of my heroes, Keith Urban of course, but the reason that I started playing EMG was my mentor back home in Indiana. He played with my dad's band before he moved to Nashville and played for Billy Walker, country star. And he passed away in 2006 in a car accident. But I actually have the guitar that got me started with EMGs right here. His brother, Jamie, presented it to me last year at a show. And I can't play it right now, the neck needs some work. But this guitar right here was Danny's, and he was using EMGs for most of his playing career. And I just fell in love with his tone and his playing, and ever since I saw this guitar, I had to get involved with the EMG family. So the Nashville setup that a lot of guys use, and some advantages to it, I have this guitar here that kind of has the Brent Mason setup in it. Brent started using this type of setup back in the day because, as he tells it, he didn't really have the money to buy a bunch of different guitars, and he'd go into the studio and one day he might need a Les Paul sound, he might need a Strat sound, might need a Tele. So he took that old Tele and put in a middle pickup, and then also he uses a mini humbucker in the front, and it's still a three-way switch on this setup, but the middle pickup's on its own volume right here, so you can blend it in as you see fit. So you can get it all the way up, have these two pickups, get your Strat tone. Some clubs, you know, it might be a little brighter. You just want to tweak that in a little. And then of course, the humbucker in the neck just gives you that nice fat sound that you're looking for on some certain stuff. And you still get to keep the classic Telecaster look. So it's really a win-win.